Hey, Ben here with Stu on the Lake. So here is what I'm up to lately. I've got a lot of stuff in here. I've got a lot of videos I haven't posted, and I need to do it. But here's a spirit man that was done in Driftwood, and this is going to be a fun little video. I carved him in about an hour and 15 minutes. So he's pretty simple, and he's a beginner setup. So I left him as much drift as I could. So here's a picture of a week ago from the dock. I'm out on the dock, and the land is very little or no snow on it. The lake is starting to thaw along the edges, and we're thinking, "Hey, this is sweet. See the water starting to thaw on the lake." And here's back from the boathouse going back. So it looks like spring has arrived. Right now, here's today. This is what's left over from like 12 inches of snow. But we had that lull of 2 days, so we went up to the little Pixie Muse and I went up to the north there, and 45 minutes in Lake Superior. This is kind of, I didn't want to steal Jordy's thunder. Hi, Jordy. We did a little beach combing and picked up a bunch of pieces, mostly for little stuff like this. So these little birds need something to mount on. But there's the haul that came back, some rocks, a couple canes, some stuff that already looks like something. But there's the driftwood. And then, oh, there's a bucket. That's a cool piece. But primarily the driftwood I use is for the little birds or something to mount on. But I do some carving on them. They make good welcome to the lake signs if you got a bigger one, that sort of thing. That stuff kind of sells. Like this one right here is the one we're going to work with. And initially it was like, welcome to the lake, something along those lines. And then I thought, no, it kind of as a spirit man or old man spirit. And then I thought, yeah, that's what I'll do. And I'll do a fast one. So I want to leave a lot of the driftwood. And initially I was going to use this is his eyebrow. I want that top part to be natural. So like Jordy Johnson, go over and check out Jordy at Just Carve and Just Carve Rob. Jordy especially does the spirit faces. He'll do a lot of work. Watch some of his videos, and he goes into depth on the nose. So I put the eyebrows, the eyes, the forehead, the nose, and then I'm drawing in a mustache, for lack of a better reference. I don't know what wood this is. It's got kind of a sweet smell. It is a tad on the wet side. Yet it would be much better if I let it lay there for 6 months and totally dry out. But it's really fuzzy, you're going to see. But it kind of has a sweet smell. And had I been thinking about it, I would have figured it out. But you see, I drew pencil lines on the right side of the lower part. And I eventually leave that natural. So this is an Oz 2 Plus. It has a saber burr in it, a green saber. And I'm going to do the initial. It's a long spear point. So here you see, and I'm running this part at 2 times, and you're not going to get a whole lot. You see that fuzz in there? It's so hard to see. It was difficult for me to see, but I'm undercutting his nose. I cut the brow. I cut deep, thanks to Jordy. Hey, go over and check out Just Carve Rob stuff. Jordy's channel's back up after all the trouble going on. Kevin over at Sticks and Stones. Check out his stuff. He's got a couple of good spirit faces. And he goes into depth on how to get the faces on there, whatnot. And my intent was just to get back up. I've got 6 or 7 projects going on right now, all of them partially filmed or filmed but not edited. And I need to find some time, that's not it. I just need to do them. When you're retired, you really have no, kind of get to do what I want. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing something, so I don't. And that's the beauty of being retired. I don't have to get up and do. So this is really a quick carve. Like I said, you guys can do this real quick. You can do this with knives and chisels if you've got those sort of things. And the more of them you do, the better it is. Initially, I was looking at him and I'm thinking eyes closed. And somewhere in the middle, you'll see I change out and go ahead and drill holes in it for eyes. So I got smart. Instead of using a paintbrush to brush off the dust or the fuzz, I used a wire brush, and it seemed to work a lot better. You can see I'm using that bit kind of like a pencil. And this, unfortunately, would be more like they like you to hold a paintbrush when you stand up, and uh, so you got the whole wrist and the arm in there. I do need to start filming the water for the watercolor channel and get that going. I got a lot of stuff I need to do. I've got a lot of work to do now that I've retired. So you dust him off there, look at him, and I'm going to switch this out, and I'm going to go to a round ball. And the round ball, as you've heard me say before, and this is also a saber. Oh, hey, check this out. The deer are coming up every day and ripping off the feeder. This is a group that hangs around out here. There's two does. One had twins last year. She stayed on the property, but they're there, and I've got a bunch of wildlife photos that are little short videos that I've got to put in there. We've got a lot of wildlife here at the lakefront. So that round ball is a saber ball. It allows me, and it's kind of aggressive. I think it was green. It has no color on it anymore whatsoever. Saber comes in, I forget, red, green, yellow, and I think white being the finest. They are comparable to the Quetzals, just a different, as are the Typhoons, just a different bird, and I'm kind of using them a lot lately. So you can see the faces coming in there. At this point, I don't know how I'm going to finish it. I'm thinking maybe a little burning in there because he's really subtle, but I'm trying to leave as much of the driftwood as I can because I'm thinking now either shellac or a wax finish. I'm going to draw some of the features back in that I want to undercut or whatnot. So the undercut, what's the reference for undercut? There was an interesting thing. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and it dawned on me. Art is about shadows. Visual art is about shadows. So really, you're trying to come up with the shadows, and somehow the conversation came around even in carving. And yep, even in carving, because in carving you're creating planes and you're creating depth. And in reality, what you're seeing is the play of the light and the shadows. So if you think about painting, what makes a painting versus a cartoon rendition is typically or usually the shadows. So if you don't render the shadows, then it doesn't look realistic. And wood carving is putting planes in thing and exposing angles and planes to the light or absence of light, hence shadows. Damn, that was deep, wasn't it? But yeah, hey, check these other guys out. And Gene, if Gene Messer, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate the shout out that you did in the carvers on who to go watch and that sort of thing. If you guys haven't checked out Gene Messer, you should. His stuff is in there. Look down below for the links. Take a look at Matt Carves. He's doing some crazy stuff. If I said down under, he'd be offended because I don't think New Zealand is the same as Australia as far as they're probably like Canada and the U.S. They're close but not the same kind of deal. That's going to cause some trouble. I'll get comments from all over the world on that one. But hey, what the heck, right? Hey, it was kind of funny. I did include in the middle. You heard a live shot of the studio. When I was watching, put the two clips in here a video or two ago to give you a little bit of the ambiance around what I do when I'm sitting out in the stuga carving and contemplating rebuilding the studio. And I thought we really had a good start on the studio. I went over and looked at it. I'd moved the truck out of the way. I was getting ready to move cars and take a sawzall over and start laying that building on the ground because the roof fell in this winter. But no, the very next day we got 12 inches of snow, and then it partially thawed, and I thought we are good. Well, today we got 2 inches of snow, so I don't think it's time yet. Who knows? It's what you get when you live up north. I like 4 good solid seasons, so I shouldn't be bitching and complaining. I can't contemplate going down to Florida or leaving the area during the winter. I just move indoors with a fire pit or a fireplace or a stove. So I just did the beard. Some of you are in amazement on how the beards are done. I don't know what to tell you other than lines that intersect left and right, kind of coming down, and then you'll come back. I do come back and make these a little finer, but I decided to leave the bottom portion, make his beard kind of flow off to the left there. You can't really see it good in that iteration, but it comes out when he's done. So see, I didn't do the right portion, and it's going to read all right when I get a little color. And then I actually like the dark going up through his face and through one eye. And I think looking at that from here, I think I've already cut the eyes in. And the eyes in this case were just a circle or a hole drilled in them. The Greeks, when they did the statues and that sort of thing, one of the tricks to making an eye, a pupil look realistic was to drill a hole. And it's kind of interesting because that reverts back to that deep philosophical discussion we just had a minute ago about light and shadow. So if you drill a hole in there, it creates a black hole for no better reference, and light gets sucked into it. That's deep too, isn't it? I should put intellectually deep or something on this video probably. So I've got a stone there now, and I'm running down through the beard, and I left it in for those of you that want to. And I'm just doing little short 1 inch kind of J strokes for lack of better reference. The one thing you don't want is uniformity. So you don't want to cut 50 lines in a row, straight row on his beard. You want each line to kind of intersect and go its own way if you can. And this wood was quite fuzzy. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking probably some kind of a yew wood, Yew, just from the smell of it. I would have thought that maybe it would have been cedar from the looks on the top. I didn't want to encroach on. Jordy's got a good gig with the beachcombing, and I'll just kind of stay out of that when getting the driftwood up there. We all got to have our own thing, and I love watching Jordy's, and it's quite frankly a pain in the ass to film. So Jordy does all the hard work for us. But I think that's probably the first time up on Superior, Lake Superior, where we go, 45 minutes north of us. Um, the a winter worth of wood was washed up. The lake isn't frozen anymore up there. So I'm working down, about done on the beard. It's only on the left side, and that's a little stone. Oh, I've got a bunch of projects that I'm doing. And this is something you may have seen before. I'm burnishing. So I've got this in this case. This is the Oz Plus. This is the IQ. Or no, this is the Oz. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That was the iCube with the burnishing bit in it, and I just ran it over because this wood was kind of fuzzy. Kind of, I can burn it or sand it, and I choose to burnish it. So I'm just going to throw some Johnson's paste wax on this guy and see what he looks like. You can, with the beauty of the wax is you can kind of always put a little heat to it, and then you can do another finish if you need to. Not the best of options, but it does work. So I'm just going to rub it in, and I really like how it came out. So you rub it all over and give about 15, 20 minutes. Buff it off, do that 2 or 3 times. In this case, I only put one coat on him. I couldn't find my buffing wheels. I had to do it by hand. So those of you that want a rare vision of me sitting there doing it, you caught me. I didn't edit that correctly. So there's the finished product. You can see that he's kind of stylized. I left a lot of the stuff in there, and then on the back of this, because this is going to go probably to a gallery somewhere. Who knows? I did my typical signature, the date, and then I added studio on the lake. So other than this, like I said, I've got four, five, six, I don't know, eight projects going, and I'll give you some little pieces of that uh, on the outro here. So if you stuck around this long, there's a few more pieces coming up. So I'm doing a little mirror for a close friend of mine, and a hand mirror, and they got to do the design on the back, and I changed it and then I put it back. I started playing around with this big chunk here. This is a chunk of basswood. I actually was going to take a picture of my basswood for those of you that have basswood envy. Oh, and speaking of that, I heard that Jordy's giving away free bark. But hey, I have a hammer here. I got a little short video on how I make my hammer. I'm doing a small loon. I'm going to set up a small loon and kind of start making these as a production, a smaller one. But as always, please click like. It helps out. Share, subscribe, and by all means, leave a comment. I like to read them. Hey, thanks a lot. This has been Ben